What's going on, guys? Welcome back to D-Life HD. This is Victor. Today we're going to be discussing some recent announcements from Nintendo. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it.
Switch it up. Switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. Switch it up. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft. Switch it up.
So unless you've been living under a rock, you would not know about the recent announcements that Nintendo made. There are quite a few of them, some separated from each other through various Nintendo Direct minis, but we've recently received just a lot of exciting news. For a while it seemed like we were potentially not getting anything for the holiday season, but there were rumors for different things, and overall, I was pretty confused and a little bit disappointed that we hadn't received news of what the second half of Nintendo's year was going to look like. And it all started with the announcement of Pikmin 3 Deluxe, which would be a port from the Wii U of Pikmin 3, which I actually missed out on. It was one of the only Wii U games I didn't really play. In fact, I've never even sat down and played it like at a friend's house at all, so I'm potentially going to be picking that up. It comes out in October. But seeing that announcement was the first real Nintendo first-party information we'd gotten in months. Not to mention that the last official, full-length Nintendo Direct was all the way back in September of 2019. So Nintendo fans were feeling, as well as myself, were feeling a little bit let down that potentially because of the virus going around and various things, Nintendo having to shut down certain aspects of their company, that we wouldn't really be receiving anything major for this holiday season. Then out of the blue, post Pikmin 3 Deluxe announcement, we get a Super Mario 35th Anniversary Nintendo Direct. Now, I really like these dedicated franchise directs. I think that they're really fun. As opposed to the regular directs, which I like more, but I think that having a dedicated direct is, there's more likelihood to have something that I would enjoy, as opposed to a direct mini, which is usually just for smaller announcements, it seems. But we had a dedicated direct for this announcement, and there were a lot of different things. Like there was an announcement for a Mario Game & Watch, which plays the first two Japanese releases of Super Mario Bros. Game and Mario Bros. The Lost Levels as it was released in America. And that also tells time because it's a dedicated Game & Watch system. I'm definitely eyeballing that. I don't need it, but I definitely want it. It's probably going to be one of those purchases for me. That launches on November 13th, so that's very exciting for me. I think it's really cool, as maybe even just a collector's piece to put on the shelf. But I'm a pretty practical guy, so when it comes to buying these small trinkets and small game systems, like dedicated to one game or two games, I typically would break it out of the package and enjoy it for what it is, On top of that, we finally got one of the last remaining Wii U ports that hasn't come over yet, which is Super Mario 3D World, which is a game I have played and do own on the Wii U, and I haven't played it super thoroughly compared to the 2D Mario games, which I actually like a lot more. I know that I am a oddball in that sense. Most people prefer these 3D games, which there are only two of. 3D Land on 3DS and 3D World, which is on Wii U, but now we're getting it on Switch, and there's a lot of different upgrades. There's minor graphical upgrades. They're actually speeding up the game because apparently one of the main complaints with its previous release was that it was just too slow paced overall, and so I wonder what that's going to do to the amount of gameplay and hours and length of time the game actually provides. But on top of that, we also got the announcement for Bowser's Fury, which is I don't want to say standalone game, but maybe just an expansion to this game. And so I'm really excited to see what that is. We got barely any information, just kind of a small teaser as to what it could be. It might be a game where you play as Bowser and you have to maybe send out minions and stuff like that because, Bowser's Fury, he's angry at Mario. Or it could just be a whole another list of levels to play through, maybe even more extreme levels and such. So I'm really excited to see where that goes, and I will probably be picking this up come February, where it launches next year in 2021. And there's a couple smaller announcements, like a Tetris 99-like game with 35 other Mario players in the style of the original Super Mario game for the NES. That looks interesting. I will probably check it out because it's free for Nintendo Online users, so I'm definitely going to be looking around at that. I love Tetris 99. I like the format. This is almost exactly the same thing, but with Mario Brothers instead of Tetris. So that gameplay is intriguing to me, and it's cool to see like this as maybe a series. I'd like to see more games, maybe original Zelda type or something else like that. I'm excited to see if they further that. And finally, the biggest announcement of all is the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection, which comes with Super Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, which span the course of 3 Nintendo console generations. So the games themselves are all considered 3D Mario games, but they have varied gameplay in multiple aspects. I really love these games. Super Mario 64 was one of my first video games, and so I'm excited to really get to play through that again. And Super Mario Galaxy, I have fond memories of playing on the Wii, and so that's going to be super awesome to go back to. In fact, Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Galaxy are both on my top 10 favorite video games. And where they're not getting like major remasters with these, because it's mostly like a collection of ports, they do have graphical upgrades, and I'm hoping quality of life fixes. One major aspect of 64 that I think doesn't hold up well today is the camera, because of the type of controller that it was on, and so I'm hoping they maybe polish that up a little bit. It's possible they don't. It was alright on the Wii U Virtual Console mode, so I'm really excited to play this game, get my hands on it. And the crazy thing is, it comes out in less than 2 weeks, on the 18th. It's insane. Apparently this was supposed to be announced way back in April and going to be maybe their E3 booth. And so I have no idea why they waited so long, but that's their own personal decision. Maybe just to collect hype so easily. Maybe they wanted it to leak because we'd been hearing rumors of this for so long. And maybe they wanted that hype to get built up. I don't know. They could be doing some clever wizardry over there when it comes to their marketing, because Nintendo does all kinds of crazy stuff. Finally, outside of the Super Mario 3D All-Stars announcement with that Direct, there was one final announcement which what just came out at the time of me recording this, and that, holy cow, this is almost better than the 3D collection. A prequel game to Breath of the Wild, and it's done in the style of the Warriors games. So the team that did all the Dynasty Warrior games, Hyrule Warriors, and Fire Emblem Warriors are making a completely dedicated game that tells the story leading up to the final events that you see in the memories in Legend of Zelda Breath in the Wild. And the art style is so good. It's almost cleaner than Breath of the Wild itself is. And I mean, the whole thing about Breath of the Wild is there are these grand battles, and so we're going to get to play through that and see the world kind of come to destruction under the hands of Calamity Ganon, and get to play through that. I mean, we get to see a lot of emotion in the story of Zelda kind of feeling like she's failed Link, and she's failed the champions to protect as Princess Zelda, and we get to play as the champions, and we get to play as Link, and we get to go off and fight on these major battles and fight Guardians in their original state. And it's just going to be super awesome to get to experience that story on top of a sequel to Breath of the Wild. We're getting a prequel, and I just think that that's so awesome and such a fantastic idea. It was actually Onuma, the producer of Zelda's idea. He approached the people at I can't remember the team that does the Dynasty Warrior games and said, hey, I think this style would complement the way that the story of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in the past, how that narrative plays out with these big battles. And so it kind of just happened from there. No dates so far. I'm hoping that it will come out sometime early next year. My guess would be, if I had to take a guess, it would probably come out either really late this year, very early next year, and then we'll get Breath of the Wild 2 during the holiday season of 2021. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this video. We love talking to you guys. Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like these. Also, check the description for a link to our community Discord. Lastly, check our Twitter account for gameplay on the latest releases. But most importantly, always remember to stay 1-up.